Peace in this long. We continue with this word play. I must have stopped from last time. I going back and check. So hope I don't forget which what I'm supposed to go back over. Let's see. We did mother and father Moab. We did more. And we did MLK. House. Large. Right here. See, to litigate. Even that means more. Okay. For the word assaulted, I forget to point out that assaulted could be a group. Right here, an administrative region also, an office, a function, and the people with authority. All the authorities could be assaulted. So you don't gotta be one person. It could be a group of people operating in the fourth order of angels. Won't go into the divine with it. And you see we got Conan. Also is a name that means Canaan. I think that's it. Let's continue. I meant to add, we know that the J and the G is interchangeable. They acting like they don't want to know because they know genie. We know that from Jane and genie. Words like that come from the same cognate. Just like they use the T. That's why I say Gania would be the origin. We know the J, that's a very late consonant. I think all the vowels already came out before J finally came. But we know it started off as a few vowels, a few consonants. And then the consonants grew, and then the vowels came. Then some little bit more consonants came. Alright, we were right here. Yep. So let's continue. So the letter S or sin or sheen. And we see is sheen in the Phoenician, the Hebrew, the Aramaic, and the Syriac. That's what we've been using. The Arabic. And they got it in order. We got L. The letter Lamad, called L in our language. after the M, mem, and what that spells shalem. Just like we got Salem or Salim, or was the same word. Islam also is the same word because the original word is SLM without the vowels. And you can see different vowels and sometimes more consonants. H is always invisible, but you see different vowels. Some of them got the O, shalom, and from this word SLM. If nobody can tell you nothing about the words if you're going back to its origin, unless they got something before that, which they ain't gonna have because it's the oldest. Unless you go into the pictographs that they get the letters from. And we got where Solomon come from that too. Jerusalem come from that too. And they got them as the evening star. The Canaanite god Shalem, which the word, they had words that correlate with different gods. Like still wasn't spooky, it just how they thought of things. And as you can see, the Arabic and the Maltese, Eastern, South Semitic, Northwest Semitic, everybody got it. Same word, but add on different stuff to it over time. Suleiman. That's why you see how ridiculous it be when you see two groups of people fighting about who's who when they're the same goddamn people with different dialectal languages. And it just means peace originally. We can see how we make different words using that, like Islam and Muslim. And they got regular common meanings, not no extra media extra stuff that they add to it. A Muslim don't mean motherfucker with a turban on in the desert with a camel. That's the cartoon. It just mean a peacemaker. To us, if you dealing with the Arabic language, it got a different meaning. But we ain't speaking Arabic, we speaking English. So we talking about the origin of the word. So yeah, we know that. As we can see, we got the Sikani. So the Sikanians were the one of the three ancient peoples of Sicily present at the time of Phoenicians and Greek colonization, so-called Greek, or just Etruscan, more Phoenician, just like they say. The Sikani dwelt east of the Elimians. But you see the L, so you know where they come from. And west of the Sikels, the Sikels, which we still see L's too. Having, accordingly to Diodorus Siculus, so he probably been a Sikel, the boundary with the last of the ancient Himera River. It's also after a series of battles between tribes, you see. So Rome been able to come up based off the endless fighting between us in that area. No different. Maltese is descended from Siculo-Arabic, a Semitic language within the Afro-Asiatic family that in the course of its history have been influenced by Sicilians and Italians, to a lesser extent French, and more recently English. So they say later influences came, but this is an ancient Moorish Latin being spoken using the alphabets that we use now. And what you can see is today the core vocabulary is Semitic with large numbers of long words. Because of the Sicilian influence of Siculo-Arabic, Maltese have many language contact features, and that's why I say it's a good language to study, because it got mixed languages, but it still keep its root forms. And most commonly described as a language with a large number of loan words. The Maltese language has historically been classified in various ways, with some claiming that it's an ancient Punic language. And when I look at the Treaty of Peace of Friendship, I look at the name that we use to call ourselves, and that we use Americanos, which is saying Moroccans are children of God in a different way, but the way is similar to this Maltese Punic type Latin. It's like an Arabic mixed with a Latin and a Spanish, and it go in hand with what history would suggest. If we're using the term America, we're saying that's the term for this continent. And that term itself is a newer type, anglicized type version of a Latin word. When you use the word Amar, which is God, and you use the Etruscan version of children of, it's like we use Ecans, which is a Roman version or Latin version of that. Ecans, like Americans or Puerto Ricans, we use that Ecans to say people of. So the Amar is the Old Aramaic or Semitic version of lords or God, and the Ikanos is an old Etruscan way, which is interesting. That's what I say. That's a Punic type time, just like the Maltese, that they can't figure out where it is or what's its origin or what's the name of it, but they can look at it. It's like I could look at it and tell that they should have been speaking like that at that time, based off the history. Should have a scribe Arabic influence and a scribe Latin influence at that time. If we're looking at the ancient writings in American epigraphy, and we're looking at the situation at the time dealing with the Iberian Peninsula and the Lucia commercially. So those long words going to be there. The word Americanos would be a perfect version of the word American, being that we deal with time periods. American is more modernly a version of that. All it have been used the science of language by switching vowels around, and they changed the C from the K from a K to a C, which is common in the Punic languages. When they were translated from the Punic to the Latin, they definitely would change all the K's to C. And it goes in the same idea of the Punic Ifriquia. And New Latin or Roman Latin would change that to Africa for their own pronunciation's sake. That's a good reason why. So Afriquia or Afariqua would become an Africa, simplified, or like they call that New Latin or Late Latin or Vulgar Latinized. They call it Anglo-Latinized because it be English speakers who doing this shit. Instead of just keeping it what it is. they definitely could get the name of the continent. Uh, America, and the people are Americanos, but we don't speak that. We speak it perfect. We speak American English instead of Iberian Punic Latin. Let's continue. You shouldn't be that much left. I don't know. They say some believers to be one of the Berber languages too, because they find all them people who they call Berbers in North Africa and West Africa scene, Canary Islands and shit. They find out them people using alphabet, but what they don't get, what they do get is the one omit, because these them ancient Canaanites and Phoenicians who've been using those forms of letters and words and stuff. It's just in different ways because they've been different from, they've been far further family from the other ones who they think they know as the original ones. But from what I see in my studies a long time in this language thing, I can't tell which side that it would come from. They got a pinpoint. They got a pinpoint for everything now. An origin, like they obsessed with creating the beginning of something. They cannot leave nothing to say, well, we can't know before this point, but we know it existed before this point. They can't admit that. They gotta act like something always started and exists at one time and boom, they start, you know. I don't believe that. Nothing new under the sun, so you can't have a point like that all the time. And you marginalizing everybody, acting like you got more. You can discover shit like that all the time. So the Maltese, you see this is saying you got scola, that's the Latin too. Scola for school. And they got govern too, they are very similar to government. And we got Republica, and you see how they got the K. That's how Americanos, instead of C, they use a K. And they use the K in Republica. When they say Republica el Americanos Estados. That's a Spanish mixed with Arabic, just like the Maltese. But that makes sense because the Arabic and the Latin came from one original source, the same source. The Aramaic, we just see all those ancient languages that create the Latin and just before these letters and the Arabic. So we show which those languages just became these, still the same people. And these languages been the through line of languages that a lot of these, they use the alphabets like we use, but they've been speaking Arabic. They were speaking the Moorish Latin writing. Some of them been writing in Arabic script. And some of them been writing in Latin script, speaking Arabic. That's dope. Showing you the through line. And they call us the Western part of the Moors, or it's just us. They gonna tell you just West Andalusian, West Africa. Yeah, of course, right? They ain't gonna mention nothing about America at this, but we know we fine. And we can look at the ways we speak today, but even with this English, and see with the tendencies that we like to do with our words, and realize that it got some of the same reasons because we're still trying to speak these. You see Sekulo Arabic. You see herb. And that's what they call us, right? The urban. And that's some of the things we're not going over, like Moab. They ain't putting Mo up there or Ma, because they trying to stay away from making Moab just means mother and father, because they're going to prove the point. And look, they still use MR, Misir. Everybody still use Bayet. And we know peace. That's SLM. You see the different forms, right? From the different families of the same family. Because they are using SLM. Time and distance change things. Like this word tongue, and we use, and even in the hood we will say somebody got lust tongue. Where we get that from? The word tongue means lust. The word lust means tongue. In our own language. Ain't nobody even teach us that. We still ain't know. And water. And just breaking them down, Central Semitic. And these are the names that they give all the different Moors. We call all these people Moors. Like, man, why everybody Moors? Because they all come from the same line. And it's simpler than some group of people. I just ask you if you's a child of God, or you're a child of your parents, then yeah, okay, then use some more. All different names. They can keep breaking them down as much as they want. We still can see through the languages that they're the same. And the linguistics people who know languages like this know that too. They know that a bunch of these people is one group because they know that language ain't something that's coincidental. You ain't gonna have coincidence like that word in language unless they family. You see how the alphabet was born. They dealing with Egypt because they know same thing they saying. Chapter 47 is the truth. To the Asiatics, as they were called, the lush Nile Delta, with its open marshland rich with fish and fowl, was veritable garden of Eden. From earliest times, Canaanites and other Asiatics would come and settle here. Indeed, this is the background of the biblical story of the famine in Canaan that led to Jacob's descent into Egypt. And it's talking about some events biblically. But as you can see, they know from the language that these stories, they fall in it based off linguistic studies, RNA, linguistic passed down from mother and father. It's Greek alphabet, alphabeta. So the official script they use in these today. And the parent system's the important because you can follow who's who based off this too. So the Greeks ain't nothing but the ancestors of the Egyptians. The Proto-Sinaitic, the Sinai, the Sinai, Mount Sinai, that's what he calls it. And the Phoenicians, and these the people we looked at earlier, which is the Siculo, the Sicani, the Etruscans. And they further break it down even more to Gothic and Coptic and Latin. And that's the letters we use today, the Latin. Latin letters. We don't even use it like this no more. We got a different form. Our form is right here that we use in the English, Spanish, and a couple other bunch of other tongues today. With the writing system we use, that alphabet, left to right. So if you don't know better, they'll credit that to the Latin or the Greek, and they're gonna leave you to believe that that's some other group of people who ain't got nothing to do with you. So they got you thinking you speaking some foreign language, but they show you where it come from. Chapter 47 all day. And as you can see, with more bites, give us the original, and nothing closer than us. Even that Greek one, when they show you, ain't even really look like this closest. How we got them today, this close. So I don't know why they even mentioning Greek when you got the Moabites who create the script off top. It's exactly the script we use today. It should look exactly alike. The Moabitic script. They'll call us Israelite script or Hebrew script too. But we know the Hebrew got a different script. So where the script come from, they hiding it. There's a Moabitic script. We're gonna look at some of these steles. Even back in ancient Egypt, we already had some of these letters already formed like this. But what we know these Moabites sit down and actually formed, perfected it, created rules and everything. And that's what the Latin script does. The ones at the bottom. Except for the G look like a G like we see today, and the Z look like a Z, but that's the Latin letters. Call that Latina letteras. So Canaan was significant geopolitical importance in late Bronze Age, a modern period, 14th century BC. In the era where the spheres of interest of the Egyptian, Hittite, Mitanni, and Assyrian empires converged. Much of the modern knowledge about Canaan stemmed from archaeological excavations in this area at sites such as Tel Hazor, Tel Megiddo, and Assur and Gezer. But they find these scripts all over the world now. They just stuck on the biblical stories. They also both cities, talking about all the cities, but they find these old languages. And you see Cadiz and Malaga ain't in the area. So, if they talking about different places, they leaving out a lot. Accra, I find a place called Accra in South America. I find a lot of these places in South America with these names too. And we find a lot of steles and writings with ancient Phoenician Canaanite words too over here. They just ain't gonna mention, they gonna talk shit about Barry Fair all day too. So the English term Canaan since 1500 due to the great vowel shift, and that's a bunch of stuff you can get into, come from the Hebrew Canaan, which is the same thing, just ain't no such thing as vowels back then. Via the Greek, you see the Greek add the vowels, and the Latin add the vowels, because we in earlier times. And it appears as ki, na, hana, and you still adding vowels that ain't really there just to get the sound right. And Canaan found on coins in Phoenicia. And we're dealing with the name of a region. reference, may I read that? Yeah, no. A reference to Canaanites are also found throughout the Armenian letters of Pharaoh Akhenaten in 1350 BC. In these letters, some of which were sent by governors and princes of Canaan to their Egyptian overlord Akhenaten, Amenhotep the Fourth, in the 14th century BC. Because at this time, chapter 47 tells us that even the empire of Egypt, so they could be overlords, be everybody overlords, are found besides Amar and Amuru, the Amorites. The two forms, Kinai and Kinahi, Nani, corresponding to Kena and Canaan, respectively, and including Syria in its widest extent, which is more than what we know as Syria today. That's what it's saying. As Edward Myers has shown, the letters are written in the official and diplomatic East Semitic Akkadian language of Assyria and Babylon through Canaanitish words and idioms are also evidence. So what they find out is that all these people knew each other and knew each other's languages and forms and stuff. And we can see some of the letters that we use today still written on stone. And so Canaanite formed, and when we see the Greeks, we'll see that they were not but ancient Canaanites with different forms. Over time, stuff changed, and through distance, some stuff changed. But it's all the same. During the early first millennium, the Phoenician language spread throughout the Mediterranean by Phoenician colonists, most notably to Carthage and today's Tunisia. And the Phoenician alphabet is of fundamental importance in human history as a source and the ancestor of the Greek alphabet, the later Latin, the Aramaic, Syriac, and Arabic writing systems, Germanic ruins, and ultimately Cyrillic. So nobody can get away from that fact that these Phoenicians created, which I showed earlier, I called more bite because that's the same thing. They just don't use that term, but I use it. So they're talking about the same thing, saying this alphabet that's what you're seeing on the screen, A, L, P, H, A, etc., come from us all source. And everybody's language picked it up. In this form, a dialect continuum or dialect chain is a spread of language varieties spoken across some geographical areas such that neighboring varieties differ only slightly. So that's what they're saying. And they give an example. How even the so-called Slavic and the Indo-European languages are connected to us too. And some of the stuff Barry Fail find, or Phoenician version, you can still read it. That's how much even connected to the other side of the world. And they say a Carthaginian ship, and how the Native American ship, they say they got the goddess Tanit and their own version up on their ship. Saying the goddess. You know, just learning language is easy to learn too, because we still using. That's why Latin would be one of the best languages to learn if you speak English, because you still using the same letters, and you get the truth out of the sounds and stuff. Stuff should sound like how English flips shit out from its parents. English would be a grandchild of Latin. And Spanish would be a child. And Spanish would be a child of father, mother, father of English, Portuguese, French, Italian. Okay, let's look at this through line from Prince Uriel Bay. The cuneiforms or cuneiform we get from the tablets, clay tablets they found. I think what you call the emerald tablets or something. And we go from the pictographs in Media to the Proto-Elamite pictographs in Elam to the heirs of the planet writing hieroglyphics, Metuneter and Tamare, and later cuneiform in Mesopotamia, and linear script in Elam to later hieroglyphics in Kemet to pictographs in Hindustan, India to hieroglyphic script in Syria, Aram, Renu, Palestine, Asia Minor, and Crete to Proto-Canaanite alphabet in Ebla, Syria, Palestine. Hence is why the Canaanites were also known as Eblatites. At this time, to Admirain, Moorish, Hittite cuneiform in Asia Minor, to Hurrian cuneiform in Asia Minor, to Luvian hieroglyphics in Asia Minor, to linear A and B script in Crete, to Ugaritic in Syria, Palestine. So basically covering the whole planet. So ain't nobody got no language that ain't connected to this ancient shit. Unless they come from another planet with that shit. And Crete to Ugaritic in Syria, Palestine, which is the cuneiform by image rather than geography that most scholars, academics, epigraphics, and linguistics inaccurately refer to the earliest pictographs in Manchuria and Moscow, Russia. This system was adopted by several groups for their own languages from Sumerian, Akkadian, Chaldean, Babylonian, and Assyrian, which became Syriac, which became Syriac, which became Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic. Eblatite or early Canaanite dialect of Hebrew, closely linked to Moabite, Hittite, and Hurrian. Scrabble inventiveness is best exemplified in the creation of the alphabetic system on the basis of provincial Tamarine glyphs. So that's right there, we know. The Moabite sages started to create this alphabet that we're starting to see today. Coming, they're using the Metuneter Tamarine glyphs to create this alphabetic system. So to write the Canaanite language, this system inspired an alphabet by the Minoans, the Greeks, and finally passed on to the Romans to form the basis of the modern European script, as defined by whence you get urban life and writing. Cities or sures were an outgrowth of kingdoms. Sures was the ancient name of Syria, and the Medea and Tamare rebirth or resurrection of civilization, not the beginning. See, ain't never beginning with us. Took shape in Medea and Tamare and soon spread to Elam, the Indus Valley, and Crete, and parts of Asia Minor. So the spread of writing largely from the above two main stems, Mesopotamian cuneiform and Kemetic Metuneter, is a good index of the sphere of influence of the two dominant centers of Mesopotamia and Kemet, and the dissemination of civilization from them. This genesis of civilization in Mesopotamia and Kemet are exemplified at I forget the name of that goddamn site. Where they're showing all the different kings from these kingdoms. It's